Ozarks. Hello, and welcome to episode 31 of the Knitworthy podcast. Today is Friday, April 10th, 2015, and we're so glad that you're here. And this is my gorgeous mother who's trying so hard to show you her very new glasses. Look! Linda, Mama Linda.
Yes!
Will you show us your new glasses?
Are these not Stony Brook, which is my social media name, and Knitworthy podcast worthy
They
glasses?
for sure are.
Yeah, I'm yelling
Yes.
again. I said I wouldn't do that anymore. People always say they can't hear me, but every time I edit, I'm like, I have the loudest voice.
I'm the loudest person in the world.
Yes, I needed new glasses for a long time.
Yes, you did.
Look!
They are so cute.
Guess who found them?
Who could that be? Yes. I found them.
I love them, and I love being able to see.
Isn't that good? Am I more gorgeous than you remember?
You are definitely more gorgeous.
Thank
you are.
you.
Your complexion and your color.
What? Thank you.
Who are you?
My name is Brianne, also known as Being Brianne on Ravelry and Instagram, and my gorgeous mother.
Well, you know what I found the last time I edited also?
What?
I must think I'm hilarious or something. I really am not laughing at myself, but it's just I find things particularly funny. So I end up doing this a lot. It's not attractive.
Okay.
I keep telling myself I'm going to stop doing that. All the things I try to stop doing, though, I end up doing anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess, sorry.
Last week she was trying to tell me that I should do the podcast by myself because it would be better without her. Tell her she is wrong.
I'm just so annoying.
You think you're annoying, but I don't think anybody else
I don't think
does.
there's a question about it. I'm pretty much the most annoying person I know in podcast world.
Oh my word.
I do all these annoying things. So the fact that you're willing to watch is really
Stop.
incredible. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Well,
We do have a fun show.
we do.
Most of the fun stuff is going to be Brianne.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
It's me for a change. I actually have things to talk about.
But I do have a few fun things.
Yes,
and
you do.
one has to do with what I'm playing with right now, which is my hair.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, first we're going to start with what are we wearing?
Oh,
Do you have any idea what you're wearing?
not one piece today.
What?
First time.
Oh, I can't believe you forgot. You broke it. You broke the...
Here. Today I shall be wearing a pot holder. Should I do this?
doily head.
Doily head. This brings back memories.
It does.
One year I was supposed to make a costume for Brianne. It was during the 80s when the Victorian stuff was really in and doilies.
Yeah.
And so we had to make like a Holland costume for school, I think it was, and we had a doily pinned to her head. So every time we see a doily, we really have this urge to put it on her head.
I really do. I have no doilies in my house.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I still kept some of them that were so amazing that I just could not get rid of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know that doilies will ever come back in style, but okay.
So
Does that count?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome.
But let's not get out of order like I always do.
No.
Let's just do it the way she's the list person. I'm the let's do how we feel.
That's true. I
Right?
am. Yeah. Well, I'm wearing my Ishbel, and we'll talk about that in a later segment, but, you know, you can feel free to admire.
It's totally gorgeous. I actually gasped when I saw it. It was so lovely.
She did. I was like, what? Do I have like a spider on my back or something?
No spiders, just
No.
loveliness.
That's true. So let's talk about gooseberries. That's our tasty weekly chit chat.
It is, and of course I already tried to start the segment.
Yes.
Because I'm like that. But my hair.
Okay, so tell me about your hair.
It seems like to be a running theme. I'm always talking about my hair in some way or another. I'm growing out my grays for those of you who are new to the podcast. And, but I had a week where we had a bug kind of go around, a virus, and it caused intestinal upset and among other things. And so I wasn't feeling very well, and my hair was in need of a good shampooing. So I decided to hop in, but I wasn't quite feeling good. And so I thought in my stupor that it would be a good idea to try, I'd gotten some soap to use for cleaning. Now, if you're, I don't remember how many podcasts ago we talked to Dawn at Wolf Farms. I talked about her, actually. I didn't talk directly to her, but
we didn't like get her on the line.
I didn't.
And have her come in.
No smoke signals, nothing.
No.
But I had asked her on her podcast how they clean their home and what kind of organic products they might use because she's sensitive. And you may have noticed I have redness, which I am now self-diagnosed since I have my WebMD. Self-diagnosed myself as having rosacea. And so one of the things is being careful about what you put on your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to kind of go through products. Also, a friend of Brienne started selling organic things. And so I thought I'm just going to try and, be more careful about what I'm using in my home and on my body.
Sure.
And someone, of course, Facebook, the best source of information ever.
Hello.
And I was looking at Facebook and somebody was making fun of people who buy the soap I buy, which I started using Branch. Can you give me the rest of the name? I'm forgetting the name. It's Branch something. I'll put the little thing, the blurb here, so you actually know what I'm talking about.
They were making fun of it?
Well, they were saying you're ridiculous for paying that much for soap.
Okay.
It's a concentrated soap that you dilute in very big quantity. I mean, it's like super concentrated. So like, for instance, you get a spray bottle. It's about this big. And you put, this much water in it, and then you put this much soap in it, and it's a bathroom cleaner.
Right.
That one. And so you get each of the bottles tells what it is. You don't have to guess what you put in that bottle.
Right.
Don't spray rubbing alcohol on your face or mist yourself with it. Not a good idea. You always want to label your bottles. But anyway, it is expensive. It's super concentrated though, and so it's supposed to last quite a while. And it can be used like for everything. I mean, they were saying, on the floors, in your dishwasher, on your face, on your hands, just everywhere that you need a cleanser. It's a vegetable oil based, no GMOs, no bad things, just a concentrated soap. And this person was saying, you're ridiculous for doing that. Just buy Dr. Bronner's.
Okay.
Which I've heard of. So I ordered some from Amazon, of course, which is what I do. And this one is the 18-in-1 hemp and lavender pure Castile soap.
Okay.
All right, so if you can see it there. And I noticed, did you know that the family that does this is in Southern California?
Oh, really?
And they say they live in sight of Mount Palomar. Palomar, which would be Escondido, right?
I believe so.
That was like minutes from where we lived. Now, I don't know that they live there. But anyway, it's a I'm sure it was, this is probably a 70s venture. Could have been before that because it's got all sorts of words of wisdom. I feel much more hippie just holding it.
You look crunchier too.
Do I look crunchier?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So in my stupor, back to the story, since I detoured again, I got in the shower and I thought, I'm just going to squirt a little bit of this. I'm thinking, I don't have my glasses on for one thing because I don't want to get them wet.
No, because they're too cute.
I can't read this. And I thought, really, it's soap. What can it do?
Right, soap is soap.
Soap is soap. And so I thought, it's probably supposed to be diluted, but I don't have a container in the shower. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my hair. I'm in the shower.
Yeah.
That's diluting it, right?
Sure.
What could it do? I mean, what's the worst? It'll strip some color out, and what do I care? I'm trying to grow it out anyway, right?
Right.
So in my stupor, I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So the first time I put a little bit in, I'm going, my hair feels funny. It felt a little bit like if you've ever washed your hair with bar soap. Have you ever been that desperate?
I totally have.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah.
So you put bar soap in your hair, and it feels like it gets very stiff and gummy, So I thought, well, maybe I just haven't used enough because it's a different kind of a thing.
Oh, goodness.
So I put one more dollop on. This time, have you ever felt a straw broom?
Yes, I have.
I had a straw broom on my head.
Oh, no.
If you've ever seen a close-up of the hair follicle that they use on commercials to show you how their shampoo smooths it down, mine did the opposite, I think, because every little cuticle must have been pointed out and waving hello.
Oh, no.
It was horrible. So I thought, don't panic, Linda. It's just hair.
Right.
And so I put my regular conditioner. I said, forget the organic. We're just going back to the old chemicals. I'm going to slick that baby down. So I did the conditioner. it like sucked it up like a sponge. So I had to do like 2 big handfuls of conditioner. Then I get out of the shower and I'm thinking, I obviously rinsed it off. They don't really care about this, but you're hearing it anyway. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Anyways, by the time I got out, I thought, well, I'll try to run a brush through it or a comb. Could not get anything through it. So now I have this tangled thing growing on my head. And so I ended up, I had some argan oil. Have you heard of that?
I have.
Yes.
Because you've told me about it.
Oh, of course. Poor Brianne. She has to hear this every day. So you're supposed to use 1 or 2 drops of argan oil, rub it in your hands, and then rub it through your hair. Massage it in and let it sit. That's enough. I did 5 pumps.
Okay.
Which is way more than a drop.
Yes.
Okay. 5 pumps of argan oil. Ran that through my hair, still like straw.
Oh no.
So I did probably 2 more argan oil applications and was finally almost able to get a brush through my hair. But when Brianne saw me later in the day, I had my hair, as much as I could, pulled into a ponytail, and it looked like I hadn't washed my hair. And it was like the day that I went to work with wet hair. I don't know, what was I thinking? Went to work with wet hair thinking I had a long enough drive, it would dry on the way, and I was really running late. And I get to work and realize that I hadn't rinsed the conditioner out of my hair.
I've done that too.
It's not a good hair day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, today was a test. When I got in there, I was like, oh Lord, if you care about hair, you should say you know how many hairs are on my head. Please give me back something similar to regular hair.
That's right. We're hoping to podcast today. Dear Lord, please don't let me look like a crazy person.
And I looked it up on the internet afterwards, and even the people who are diehard Dr. Bronner soap fans, they all say you have to majorly dilute it, like 1 in 4 kind of a thing, or most of them say they don't use it for their hair.
Yeah. Well, and now we know.
Yeah.
And now you know.
So please, you think it's soap, what could it hurt? I mean, I thought maybe just be a bad hair day, but I'm pretty sure I did some severe damage to my hair. I was really thinking, I hope it doesn't start breaking.
Right.
It was that. Yeah.
Wow.
That's your public service announcement.
That's right. We share because we care.
And now, anything gooseberry-ish from you?
Yes. So, my gooseberry is a very sweet story that happened actually just yesterday. So 3 days a week I take care of my grandmother, Mama Linda's mama, and she has dementia. So I go over there and Evan and I are her helpers, and we go and do things. So yesterday, for example, we went to the salon and got her hair done, so she looks gorgeous. And then afterwards we went out to Cracker Barrel. Yes, Cracker Barrel for lunch. And it was very sweet. He has an interesting relationship with her. Some, as it is with many 4-year-olds, some days you're his favorite and some days you're not. And today she was his favorite. And so he was giving her extra attention. And as we were getting up from the table after lunch, she noticed that her sandal, the Velcro had come undone and had completely come off. And so she was bending down trying to fix it. And, she's 83, so she's having a difficult time reaching her sandal. And Evan noticed that she was having a hard time. So you know what he did? He said, I will help you. And he gets down on the floor and he fixes her sandal. And I was thinking,
that's sweet.
Wouldn't the world be such a better place if we took the time to look around us and see the needs of others that we can meet?
And he doesn't have...
Hello? Oh, that's a problem. No, it goes the other way.
Very funny.
Flip it over.
This?
No. The camera.
Oh. I'm leaving that in.
I think you should.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Now let's just see if we can get it back.
Okay. Brianne, your shirt again.
I know. Will there ever be an episode where my shirt is not in high focus?
Oh my word.
I was hoping that would not happen.
I think it needs to go toward you, more your side.
You think
more.
so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Otherwise, you won't be on your side.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a flipped image, so I think we're a tad crooked.
How's that? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So here's my inspirational moment.
Camera falls.
But wouldn't the world be a better place if we were that mindful of the people around us, that we saw the needs that we could meet, even if it's something as small as helping somebody, fix their shoe, or helping a mama who has a screaming baby in the grocery store, help her push her cart out to her car, or even just saying, "You're doing a good job, Mama. I know it's hard, but you're doing good."
And he didn't have a lot he could offer Pipa as something he could do for her, but he saw something he could do.
Absolutely.
So he may not be able to solve everyone's problems.
No, of course not. And then, that's a lot to ask of everybody, because some people have really big problems.
Yeah.
But, but sometimes we have little things.
Can you think of a little thing that someone did when Owen was sick that really made a difference to you?
I had a lot of people who sent me texts and who, even if it was just, "I'm praying for you today," or, "Is there anything I can do?" Because we were in St. Louis and they were, here in Springfield and Branson, it was really hard to actually give tangible things that they could do. But just the fact that they were reaching out and, not everybody helped us move, or, I had one friend that came all the way up to St. Louis just to bring us muffins one morning.
Oh, isn't that amazing?
That's a 3.5-hour drive from where she lived at the time. And that's just incredible. So,
well, you know what, just to tag on to that, I started writing my mom.
Yes, you did.
I know she enjoys getting mail, and so I've been trying to write her more regularly so she gets mail. And maybe there's somebody that needs some encouragement that would love a letter. A lot of that's kind of becoming a big thing is doing postal mail, doing letters. And people are enjoying getting mail. Yeah, so that's fun.
It is fun.
Yes. Well, that was an exciting introduction.
That was, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, we also have a gooseberry in that we have someone who wants to be a guest on our show in our Please Be Our Guest segment.
We do.
Yes. So, Mom.
Yes.
Who is our guest for this week?
Well, I'm very excited that we have Cheryl, who is Cappuccino 136. Are we able to see? Yes, there she is. So if you've seen that Ravatar, you may have wondered,
Who is Cheryl?
Who is Cheryl? What does she look like? Did you know she's from, oh boy, Puyallup?
Sure.
Washington.
She's from Washington.
She'll probably say it. She'll say it right, I'm sure.
I bet.
But look at her projects.
Oh, Cheryl.
Yeah.
You like cables, don't you?
I'm going to show you one. This is the Archangel Capelet. And she looks so adorable. I'm still getting used to how to place this. Look how adorable she looks.
So adorable.
I know I say that every time so far, but I really do mean it. I mean, you people are delightful, and this is really cute, so I can't wait to meet you.
Okay.
Well, I know you, but Cheryl, I don't. So you know what? Why don't you all take a break? Stop right now. Go get a coffee.
Okay.
I have my water.
I'll take a sip of yours.
Okay, you can take a sip of my water. Come on to our house, and let's meet Cheryl.
All right.
Okay. Welcome, Cheryl.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Brianne. My name is Cheryl, and my username on Ravelry is Cappuccino136. And yes, I love coffee. And I also love knitting and crocheting, and I love your podcast. So thank you for having me as a guest this week. It's so fun, these guest features. I enjoy watching the other people come on and visit your podcast. And today I'm going to answer the question, how I learned how to knit and crochet. I was 10 or 11 years old when I learned both of them. One grandmother taught me how to knit, and about the same time, within a year or so, the other grandmother taught me how to crochet. Knitting, I made scarves. That was my first project and the only object that I made for many years. I just did scarves off and on. My first one, I'm sure, was garter stitch. I don't remember what color. It was Red Heart yarn, I know, because that was all I knit with for a long time. And I enjoyed it right away. Crocheting, I don't remember doing any projects at that time. I practiced stitches. I made some swatches. I tried to make a doily. I got a few rounds around, but it didn't go very far, didn't go very well. I wasn't interested in lace at the time, although now I love lace. But I didn't continue crocheting. But in 2013, I decided I wanted to get back to crochet and relearn. So I have been crocheting again. And let me show you my most recent crocheting finished object, or almost finished. I just need to do a drawstring to go around the top. But here it is. It is a market bag for grocery shopping, going to the farmer's market, whatever. And it's the Irish Kate market bag, which is a free pattern, and it was really fun to do. And I learned how to do the basic Tunisian stitch for the strap, which is fun. I always like to learn a new thing with a project. Now, I'm wearing today, right here, this is my most recent finished knitting project. It is a scarf shawl with a beautiful sock yarn. The colors were way too pretty to hide down on my feet. So this is the Mapito, M-P-I-T-O pattern. Another free pattern on Ravelry, and it's so perfect for spring and summer. The colors are so happy, and I just love it. And I did progress beyond shawls and scarves. Eventually, I now make socks and sweaters and hats, and I'll try a lot of things, most anything. I'm not afraid of anymore. But I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. We had a nice time here, and it didn't rain, so that's great. You never know what the weather's going to be this time of year in the Pacific Northwest. We often get rain at Easter time. So anyway, I hope you all had a great Easter, and bye-bye.
You get the Knitworthy clap, the needle clap, and the yarn clap apparently now.
I couldn't find my needles.
Oh, Cheryl, you are so fun. And we're so glad that you decided to be a guest for us.
Yes.
And I loved hearing how you learned how to knit. I love it when those the fiber arts get passed down through the generations.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a wonderful heritage to pass on.
Do you remember my grandma who used to take care of you?
Mm-hmm.
She, not my mom, but my dad's mom. When she was taking care of you, she really got into making Afghans.
Oh, yeah.
And circle rugs. She was a big fan of the single crochet. That
Yes.
was a friend of hers had taught her in her like retirement years. I think she was probably in her 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 70s is more like it. And she made all sorts of very colorful afghans and rugs.
I remember.
And I saw that and I thought, that looks so fun. I love it. And so that kind of inspired me to want to learn how to do it. And I used a book because the internets weren't still something everybody had at that time. It was just at work. I didn't have access to. And even then at work, we weren't on the internet.
Right.
We were using a computer to do stuff like write letters, but we didn't like have a way to go online and learn things. So what a blessing to have it now.
Yeah.
And knitting I learned because of Brienne.
That's right.
It was she started doing it, and I think we've told the story before. She was going through a hard time, and I just went along to the yarn store to help her out and encourage her.
Well, I loved it because I was having a procedure done, and you were there with me, and you were trying to keep my mind occupied while we were waiting for results. And so you were asking me questions about my knitting. And now, how do you do a buttonhole? And I'm like, you have no interest in how to do buttonholes because you don't know how to knit, but I shall tell you because it's keeping my mind occupied. And so, as being the supportive mother that she is, she said, now what would make you feel good right now? What would help you recover from everything? And I said, yarn. And she goes, okay. So we went to the yarn store.
I think we stopped at Starbucks first, which I highly recommend.
Yes. But
Caffeine
you were immediately sucked in
Yes.
to the yarn store. Once
I think I sniffed the fumes on the way in and was hooked.
Well, and I learned from I can't believe I'm knitting. One of those kits, from Michael's, where the lady has a whole blanket on her lap that she's knitting one day.
And she's so relaxed.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't look stressed about it.
She is so happy to be knitting that blanket.
She is.
Yeah. Well, I tried probably 3 or 4 times with that, and finally ended up throwing it away because I was so sure that the instructions were wrong because I had not gotten it. I did not understand how to do this whole knitting thing.
Bad instructions.
Bad instructions. It's not me, it's the instructions.
Of course.
So I threw the whole entire kit away. Needles, yarn, book, everything. And ended up 6 months later trying a whole different book, and picked up some needles and some yarn, and it clicked for some reason. I don't know what it was, if it was just written out differently, and so my brain finally could grasp the ideas, and maybe it was the pictures. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it does make a difference how you hear about it, doesn't it?
It does.
And how do you like the fact that she likes to learn new things also?
Yes.
There's other people we know that enjoy that.
That's true. Somebody right here, perhaps, who likes to learn lots of new things.
Yes. And I love the colors of her scarf, didn't you?
I did too.
Yeah.
And I love her market bag. In fact, I keep a market bag, a knitted market bag in my car, and I just used it the other day when we went to the library because I realized that I'd gone to the library. I had my purse, which is full, but I had nothing to heft home books with. And, when my kids get books, we get 20 books at a time. So there's no way I was going to be able to get all of the books that we were bringing home.
I have several that I love, and I was helping to moderate a group for a while, the Market Bag group on Ravelry, and I've been absent from it forever now. Ever since Owen got sick, it's just it kind of just escaped. And I don't know that there's much going on in the group now, but there were a lot of great pattern suggestions in there and a lot of helps. So the group is still there, so you can get all the help from that, and maybe someone's actually taken it up and is caring for it again. But I had never even heard of a market bag until my friend had started that group, and I thought, I've got to check it out. And for those of you who live in areas where they are more into ecology, there are places I know, where my sister lives in California, where you have to bring your own bags to the grocery store, or else you have to pay extra or something. Isn't that it?
Yes.
So we're not in an area like that, but I think it's a great idea to lessen what goes into our landfill.
Absolutely.
So market bags are fun to make, and my friend who is Tabitha's Heart on Ravelry has a really beautiful, I would call it like almost like a lace pattern market bag that would make a lovely gift for someone who needs a way to transport home their goods. So it's very fun. I enjoy it a lot. It's our Evan visit. It's not a podcast without our Evan. He's trying to say hello, but he's not in the camera.
All right, Evan. You need to go upstairs, okay? Yes, please.
We'll pause for a moment, let Evan reconnect, and then we'll get back right to you.
Again? I think we're good now.
Okay.
Yes.
We're ready.
We're ready. So, the things that I've been knitting on this week by Brianne. Well, the first thing that I've been knitting on is I've been knitting on Brian's Ravenclaw socks. So the last time that you saw them, they were down here, but I have added quite a bit to them. And
love them.
They're fun. You know, when I did my Hufflepuff socks, I did a chunkier stripe, and I thought that I would kind of mix things up by doing a thinner stripe. So this is just 2 rows of the silver and then 2 rows of blue.
And how are you liking that?
I like it. It's fun and different, and you know, it just mixes it up a little bit different from the last pair of socks that I did. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of heel I want to do, though. I don't really want to interrupt the striping pattern, but I don't know. We shall see.
Okay.
You know, sometimes I do an afterthought heel, but I'm not sure that I want to do that this time. So I shall keep you informed and up to date. But the yarn that I'm using for this is the Loopy U Solid series. No? Haha, there we go. And the silver that I'm using is called Cobalt. No, Dove. Huh. And the blue is Cobalt. I probably could have known that by actually paying attention.
You would figure that out eventually.
I would have.
We're a little rattled already.
We are. But so I really, I would highly recommend this yarn for some very sturdy socks.
Okay.
If you need socks that are going to wear for a very long time, then I would recommend it. And you remember I made a shawl for you out of this yarn as well.
Yes.
And so even at a bigger gauge, it's also a really pleasant yarn to work with.
It's nice to have something like that in your arsenal of yarns to go to when you have a specific need. You know, to go, this is really good for this.
Yes. And it's affordable as well. It's not that expensive. And it comes, let's see, how many yards is it per skein? It's 220 yards per skein. And so if you're doing smaller projects and you need, you know, a wide variety of colors, this is a perfect yarn for that kind of thing. I know, oh shoot, what is her name? Her Ravelry name is Alcariel from the Round the Twist podcast.
Okay.
She was making zombies, little zombie people.
Oh,
and she needed a whole bunch of colors, and so she used those.
That's a good idea.
You know, if you need little bits of color here and there.
That's just a fingering, right? It's not sport.
Okay. No, it's fingering.
Okay.
The other thing that I've been knitting on is my featherweight cardigan. Oh, please don't. I really don't want to pull out the needles.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right. So, last time when I showed you, I had finished the sleeves and had decided to lengthen the cardigan a bit because I wanted it to be a little bit longer. So it's kind of hard to see here, but here we go. So it's caught. There we go. So here I was last time, and this is where I am now. So I've added about 3 inches. I actually just started the ribbing. I'm going to do a 2-inch ribbing this time on the bottom instead of a 1-inch.
And what was your reason for that?
Just because I wanted to make sure that it would lay flat really nicely, and just to give it a more defined edge.
So you put some nice length on that. And so how much more did you say you wanted to do?
I'm going to do a 2-inch edge.
Are you already on the ribbing?
I
see.
Started it. Yeah. I just started the ribbing.
Okay.
So,
yeah. It's going to be gorgeous.
I'm hoping to actually finish the ribbing this weekend and get started then on the edging around the neckline and on the sides. So, I'm really happy. I decided that for the Anti-Procrastination April, that I really did not need to start a new project, but I just need to finish this one, because this one has been on the needles for almost a year now. And hello, puppies.
Let me go let them out.
And that's just a long time to have a sweater on the needle. So I really want to get this finished, and I tend to sometimes get feeling overwhelmed by the amount of works in progress that I have. And now was one of those times. I just didn't feel like I was up to starting a new project. So I just want to get this finished and get this taken care of so I can enjoy it now that the weather is turning nice. Yesterday it was 85.
Was it really?
It was. It was really warm.
Huh.
And so, now is the time to have a really nice lightweight sweater on the needles. This is the featherweight cardigan, which is a lace weight cardigan that you knit on size 5s. And I'm using my Chow Goose for that.
If you are hormonal like I am today, you don't need a sweater at 85 for sure.
No.
You don't need a sweater at 35.
Oh goodness.
We tried to see if we could podcast with the fan blowing on me, but it was a little bit too noisy.
It was very evident that there was a fan on.
So I'm suffering for you. If you see the sweat dripping down my face, you'll know.
You had a little bit of steam on one of your glasses when we first started.
I saw that. I'm trying to act like it's normal to have steam in my glasses.
It's so funny. I didn't want to say anything at the time, but I was like, wow.
I told you I was
warm.
hot.
Yeah, she is.
I'm hot,
goodness. Well, Mom, do you have anything that you're currently working on right now?
I do, and it's actually on my needle.
Okay.
Okay, and it's in my bag from, let's see if I can find her card. We talked about it last week. From Sherry, which is the cute bag with the plastic front so I can see what's in it. And this is part of my anti-procrastination. Do you know I wanted to do punch needle back in the 70s?
Did you really?
How long is that for procrastination?
That's a long time. That's like 30 years.
It is. And I just wasn't sure I knew what I wanted to do with it. And I saw a punch needle rug that was done by Margaret, who is Knitworthy too. And she put it on Instagram. She did them as mug rugs. About this big around little miniature rugs. So adorable. And then once I saw what she did, I fell down the rabbit hole of all the things. I love the look of the primitive, kind of old-fashioned things. I love rug hooking and stuff too. So this is like, I think we talked last time, it's like rug hooking's little sister. But the hook itself is, I'll just show you real quick, if I can get it really quick. It's at the bottom here. Luckily, I can see what I'm doing. And get the other parts.
That is the handy thing about having one side that's clear.
Yes.
You can see what you have in your bag.
It is quite handy. So, I'm finding all these things I want to show you, but I will try and do it quickly. This is the tool that's used right here. I believe it's called Cameo is the brand. These right here is the guide where you decide how long the loops are going to be, and what you're doing is creating an embroidered. It's supposed to be like a type of embroidery. This is the side I work on. This is a drawing that I did Now I'm hoping the design really pops, and actually I think I'm going to redo it. I hate to say it, I'm going to toss this one. This was a good one for learning, but I learned a lot of things that I did wrong, and you'll see, if you look here, you go, well, maybe that'll turn out, because the idea is when you turn it over, then, I don't know, can you see that I've got leaves and some acorns and a couple hearts, and the rest of this would have been black, and then with the black background, the leaves, let me turn it around this way. There, we had, you know, 2 oak leaves and then acorns and then some red kind of primitive looking hearts, and the rest of this would be black. And I was just going to make a little coaster to sit by my chair. But I think you can see, like in here, I thought I was getting it close enough together, but you can see the backing. So I watched a few YouTube videos, and I learned that you really want your stitches to be a needle width apart and butted up to each other, a needle width apart too, and it's just too far away here.
Yeah.
Now I am using Valdani floss,
Okay.
which is a 3-ply embroidery floss that is done in these gorgeous colors. I'll show you one just so you get an idea. But look at, see, it's a variegated
Oh, that's gorgeous.
floss. Isn't that pretty? And so it gives you some tones to what you're embroidering. But this hook comes with different size needles, and it will accommodate, I mean, you can do, I believe, up to sock yarns in this.
Really?
And that was what Margaret was doing.
Oh.
She was using some leftover yarns to make hers. So I will.
Well, that's a great idea.
Isn't it a great idea? And I have
Yeah.
the wonderful samplers of yours.
Yeah.
But I thought, let me try the original first and see. But I can see the benefit for using the stock yarns, because for one thing, the needle's going to be bigger, so you're going to get more coverage over with, and the yarn's bigger, so
Right.
both will give you better coverage. This tool was a gift from Margaret.
That was very sweet of her.
Was not very sweet. She has one that she prefers now for her own reasons, but this is like the preferred tool from what I have seen. I know that one of the people on YouTube that I saw yesterday, she uses embroidery floss without separating it.
Okay.
And so that would cover much quicker too. But I love all the primitive, if you want to just enjoy looking at vintage samplers, little baby rugs, you know, just like little tiny things, and they find such cute ways to use them. I saw one used on the front of a journal, another one, I mean, just different ways to frame them or to mount them on something or stuff them. And that's what I was lacking back in the 70s, and I wanted to learn how to do it. But my plan is actually, I'm just going to stop where I am. And you know how that is, how, you know, sometimes you get something the first time, sometimes you don't.
That's true.
But I do enjoy, oh golly, and unfortunately, I'll put it in the show notes. What I do love is this hook that was recommended on Amazon by people who did punch needle. You can also use a gripper frame that has teeth, like you would find on a drum carder or a set of hand cards, as that kind of teeth to grip your work. And it stretches it without having to use a hoop. But this is such a small project, I didn't want to use up my big frame. So this is a set of 2 hoops that can be used individually. Some people didn't like that this sticks out. That doesn't bother me at all. But it grips very well. And I have used, you know, just traditional wooden frames before, and they get loose and you've got to keep tightening them. And it's important that you get a good solid grip so that your stitches are even and you don't end up getting a design that's wonky. But
Is that a technical term?
Yes, scientific even.
Whoa.
Now I'm going to try and show you, if you can see, there is a ridge here in the center of this hoop.
I see it.
And then this side is just a little bit shaped with a peak in the center.
Like kind of like a groove.
There we go, a groove. That's a better word for it. And that bump goes on the groove, and that is what's keeping your fabric nice and taut, because you're actually, it's not just a solid surface against a solid surface, but it's actually tucking it into that groove. But what is so cool, you're going to think me so fancy.
I already do.
You can use either hoop, but it's made, I don't know if you've ever seen embroidery or rug hooking stands that allow you to work with both of your hands because you're not having to hold the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing sometimes is that it feels a bit fiddly because you're not, am I putting this together right? I think I am. No, I'm not. They give you these legs. Let's try it this way. And that's going to attach the other hoop to become something to sit in your lap so that you can work without... I'm sorry, I should have probably started with it together. But I really wanted you to see this. It does fit in the bag nicely when it comes apart. And you know, if I had done this more than once, it'd probably be going together much easier now. I'm not gonna like grind it in all the way, but this is what I was trying to show you. So here you have your hoop, but now it's a frame. If my lap was here, you could see it.
She had a lap.
Pretend this is my lap. This would be sitting in my lap, and my hands are both free to do under and over and to support things and to do the work they need to do. And this is holding it, which is wonderful. I mean, can you imagine for a cross stitch and stuff, how nice that would be, right?
Yes.
They come in different sizes. This is one of the smaller sizes just because if I have something bigger, I'll put it on my other one. But this is all going bye-bye in the trash. And I'm going to just redraw it. This is my own design that was inspired by another design I saw somewhere on Pinterest or something. But
I kind of hate that, but you know, if you aren't happy with the results, then there's no point in keeping something. It was a learning experience.
It was. It was very fun, but I just, you know, I want to be happy with it, and I could pick out all the yarn, all the stitches. And there's one person that sells a tool that gives you a little pinpoint to grab stitches out if you need to, but I haven't purchased that. Let's see if it becomes something I do longer than just this month. But hey, you know, I got quite a bit done on something I've been procrastinating on, and I'm really enjoying it.
That's great.
I'm looking forward to trying it with sock yarn.
Yeah.
Just see what I can do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Very fun.
Such fun.
Such fun.
Well, shall we talk about what came off of our needles?
Sure.
All right. Well, I have 2 things that I finished in the last that I finished. The first of them being my Ishbel.
Gorgeous.
I'm going to take it off so that we can show you. Let's see here. Here we go.
Wow.
And I enlarged this quite a bit from what the pattern said. I made the large size, and I'm not going to give anything away, but in a large size you do chart A and B, and then chart A and B, and then you do chart A again, and then C, D, E to do the edging. I did A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, C, D, E. So I essentially like doubled this. So this is quite a bit larger than it would have been.
And will you have that in the notes?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have it in my project notes. I used up almost the entire 2 skeins of sock yarn that I had.
I think that is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Can I wear it?
Yeah,
Just for a minute.
If you wanted to, it's rather warm.
Yeah.
And I love how substantial it is.
Oh, it feels so nice. Here, let me stand up. I want to show in the back how far down it goes. Is it showing?
Yeah, there you go. To the very base of your posterior, as Ailish would say.
And I'm 5'3".
Yeah.
So you can gauge if you're taller, how much more you'd want to have. And now it's going around my shoulders, and I still can do this.
Yeah.
Now I would want a shawl pin.
Yes.
Just to make sure I don't lose it off, but it feels like it wants to stay on nicely.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really happy with how it turned out.
It doesn't feel, the is it a traditional triangle or is there a different shape to it?
No, it's like an elongated triangle in that
Okay.
the sides are longer than the spine is.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. And I think your additional lace really makes it, because if it had stopped in here, I think in proportion to my body, it would have looked too skimpy. So this
And the
just
thing-
looks luxurious.
Yes, the same thing with me. I was concerned, since I had the 2 skeins of yarn, I wanted to make sure that I had a shawl that would, be able to envelop me and,
Yeah.
really feel comforting and nice and warm on those occasions when you want something that is very cozy. And thank you.
I think the color is so everyday-ish.
Yeah.
Even though it's a lace, sometimes you think of lace as being fancy, but it doesn't have to be. This is just something that looks like you've created a beautiful object that can just be enjoyed every day.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, this is Araucanio Renko, and they're solid. And I don't remember the blue, what color the blue is.
Which is, I wouldn't say it's solid. It's,
No, it's definitely
a
not.
tonal or a, I don't know if you would call it variegated, but it
I don't
does
think
have
it's
lights,
variegated.
lighter and darker areas.
I mean, you look
a
right
few of them.
here. Like here's some of the darker,
Yes, right
little
there.
brighter pops of blue.
I think it just adds visual interest to it.
It does. It makes
Yeah.
it more have more depth to it.
This is where they can see it better. Here
Yeah.
are these darker areas. It's visible here. It's just, and it's interesting that it really enhances the lace.
It does.
Yeah.
So I'm so pleased.
Yay.
So pleased with how this project turned out. And this is my Marches for Matching shawl that I did with I was inspired by Laura of the Knit Girls video podcast. She did a Ishbel of her own, and so I wanted one too after I saw hers.
Lovely.
Yes, thank
I'm all
you.
for it.
The other thing that I finished is yesterday I finished up my sockhead hat for Brian.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I love that color.
Thank you. I can't tell you. I was working on it at the salon. Okay, so this is the sockhead hat, which is a rather large hat.
Yeah.
Okay, it's meant to be slouchy and meant to.
Did you have Heath try it on?
No,
You should
but
have.
I had several patrons go, "Is that like a baby sweater or what is that?" And I
They
said,
thought it
"Oh
was
no,
too
it's a
big."
hat." And they're going, "Oh, that's a very big hat." And I was like, "Yes, well, it's a slouchy hat, and it's for my husband who has a rather large head, so I think it'll be okay." And
Did
they
you
were
model
like,
it for them?
"No, I didn't."
Were you tempted?
It was still on needles,
Oh.
and I had it on double points, and it was starting to become rather precarious at that point. But here's where I was the last time you all saw it, and so I put some good distance on it.
Sure did.
And I'm going to put it on at the same time as I'm wearing my Ishbel.
Of
because
course.
that's the way I
Because
roll,
it's not hot
people.
enough down here.
That's right. So he has a bigger head than I do. Brian has.
And they typically fold the brim, correct?
Yes, you can. Brian says that he does not want his to be folded, so he will
And you
not
could
fold
fold
it,
it in half, or you could fold it back to the stockinette if you like a wide brim. It just depends on how wide you like your brim.
I like the way that you adjust them for me. Thank you. It's helpful.
Color looks great on you too.
Thank you. But he's very excited about this. I showed it to him last night, and I'll get some pictures or something.
Good.
So, in any case, I'm so excited. And so that means that my sockhead needles are free for you if you want to pick out a skein of
Okay.
yarn to start off, and then I'll
Definitely.
do the ribbing for you.
Okay.
Yay!
Wonderful. I'm
So
really
those-
excited.
Yes. Those are my finished objects. This one just needs a bath. And then it'll be ready to go into the gift box for Christmas because you don't really need a wool hat
Not so much.
in the middle of summer.
I think we're out of wool hat weather.
I think it's safe to say we are. And this was out of Indigo Moon in their fingering weight yarn. I don't recall the exact name of it. And this is their milk chocolate colorway. So very squishy, very nice. I think it's only going to get even softer once it's put through the wash and has a chance to dry.
It feels like it must be a very rounded yarn because it has a lot of squish factor.
Yes, yes, it does. What have you finished? The thing that we've already had the preview of.
Yes. So because I got sick this week, I'm about halfway through my pattern just because of that. So I have to have a clear head, and nothing was making sense. It's not a hard pattern, but I just want it to be just so. And so I don't have it ready for my test knitters, crocheters. Thank you very much for volunteering. I have a few volunteers. If there's more who'd like to try it, that'd be fantastic. I am leaving Monday.
Yes, you are.
Or Sunday? I'm leaving Sunday to go to visit Peggy of the 100th Sheep in Colorado. And we are going to be, she's vending at Yarn Fest.
Which is a brand new...
Yeah, it's a brand new event in Colorado, I believe. And we're driving. It's not in her town, but is it Interweave that's doing that? It's one of the big people. So I'm really excited and a little scared.
You can do it!
If you are going to be in the area, though, be sure and stop by. I'm going to bring, hopefully I'll remember to bring, my some pins to give out. Please ask for one if you would like one.
Yes.
And it would be wonderful if you came and say hi and reassure me that I can do a fiber event.
We've never really done a big fiber event before. And so it's not just your first time going to a big fiber event. It's your first time going to a fiber event and helping a vendor.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to our local fiber event. That's a much smaller venue, and it's so much fun. I'm assuming it's like that, but on a much bigger scale.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure what to expect, so.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
But I'd really love to meet you if you happen to be going to it. What I did work on, though, and I said all that to say that I won't be having the pattern ready till after I get back. I'm going to be gone 10 days.
Yeah, and we won't podcast until after you get back, too.
Well, feel free to podcast without me if you want to. If you've got stuff going on, go for it.
We shall see.
Okay, and I could maybe even, I don't know if I could load a video to the cloud for you, or I could Dropbox it to you from where I am, just to give you an update, just if you felt like you wanted to do that.
I think you and Peggy are going to be having so much fun and doing so many fun things and learning, and you're not going to have time for any of that.
May not. But the pattern that I'm working on is for I hope that the name doesn't get taken before I get my pattern posted, but I'm calling it's in honor of Grandma's favorite washcloth or dishcloth, which is a knitted pattern. And I wanted to create a crocheted version. And the idea is it's knitted on the diagonal, like I said last time. I don't think I showed these today.
No, I don't think so.
If I did, hey, here we go again. Embroidery. But I believe that I have some new ones to show. I wanted to get it done in some variegateds because the dishcloth cottons are so fun. And this was one. These are just ones I got off of Amazon that I really enjoyed. And I found there is a Bernat, a cotton Bernat that is a deluxe size.
Okay.
It has extra yardage, like 200 and some yards.
Wow.
It makes 3 washcloths.
That's great.
So if you have access to Bernat cotton, look for their larger skeins. This is just a beautiful gray, and you know, gray is kind of in now, right?
It really is.
And so I won't go into all of them. I just wanted to show a smattering. And this one I picked up from Dick's 5 and 10. My favorite store, one of their really old podcasts. I did a little video montage of Dick's 5 and 10. And so when I needed dishcloth cotton, I knew I could get in and out quick.
Yes.
You know, and they had a good assortment. And this one I am in love with. It's got this really vintage looking cotton here. I don't even know. It just looks like it's been around forever to me.
Yeah.
And it's got like a name like Fiesta or something going on with reds and blues and greens. But it just looks so happy to me. But the pattern is resembling the knitted dishcloth that starts on the diagonal. So you start here with your crochet and you're creating the edge as you go. You don't add it later. And it's once you get to row 3, you can just go without thinking.
I love patterns like that.
And you know, I hate counting rows, do you?
Yes.
But on this one, it's so cool because I'm going to have you counting just the puff stitches. So you're going to do 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How easy is that to count?
I can remember 12.
And they're so big. Even if you have eyesight like mine, you can see it just fine. So I've, obviously done a number of these.
Yeah.
The other reason for delaying putting the pattern out too is I really was hoping to find some yarn to do either a baby blanket or a pet snuggle or a little car seat blanket that is just a bigger version of this, because I think it would be it's a quick crochet project, and I think it would just be such a great, in the right yarn, if I can find the right yarn, it'd be a great little gifty thing that can be done very easy, and it's not one it's not lacy, so baby fingers don't get stuck in it, and be washable, and I think it'd be a great present. So I kind of want to tweak it for a few ideas I have before I release the pattern, and so I'll keep you posted.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Wonderful. What about spinning? Have you been spinning?
Oh boy. I got my package.
That's a loaded question.
It is. I got my package in the mail, I believe, on Tuesday. Hubby got it out for me. It was a big, huge box.
Yes.
Fiber. And I actually did not do any spinning. What I did was a lot of rescanning. And what happens is when you soak or block a yarn, you're not like setting it like you would lace. You're wetting it and giving it a chance to relax, twist in areas, and kind of balance out. But you're in the process, it shrinks a little. And some of it will shrink more than others, and some don't shrink very much at all. But if you measure how much yardage you have on your Nitty Naughty before you set it, you're going to be off. And for me, that wouldn't be a big deal, because I need approximations anyway. But if you're selling it to someone and you're marking it as 100 yards and they get it and it's really 80 yards or 85 yards, well, that's, that seems like it would be dishonest.
Right.
So what I ended up doing was they had already been washed and dried, but it just takes forever for me to rescan because I don't have a great setup for it yet. And I, got a little better at it, after all my practice, but I think I had like 30 skeins, and then not including the other things I was sending her. But, it ended up turning out fine. I got it all into her, and
well, good.
Yeah. But I think, eventually if I did a lot more of this, I just want to figure out how to more efficiently skein the yarn, make it look all nice, retie everything, and that just took forever.
Yeah. About how many skeins did you have to?
30 skeins. 30. And it took me 2 days to really get it done. Because on some of it at first, the setup I was getting tangles, and I was having to, it was like yarn barf, because my one Swift was too small, and so the skeins were falling off. Oh man. Yeah.
What a pain.
Yeah. And then I had to put it in the computer.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of not fun stuff that goes into vending.
Yeah.
But the fun stuff is when, hopefully things will sell.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see.
That's exciting.
It was exciting.
Yeah.
But I was glad to have it at least on its way.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Sure.
I did some spinning.
Tell me.
I finished up the Homestead Hobbyist Falkland that I got from Stephanie.
Oh, I love it.
Which is hot pink socks.
Boy, you're really making great progress.
Thank you very much.
It's lovely.
And this is it's called Silver Pops is the colorway. And,
of course I'm going to unwind it.
Of course you are. That's okay.
I just want them to see how lovely.
I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm still, gaining confidence as a spinner and learning, of course, as it's a perpetual thing, you're never hopefully you're never just stuck in one place. And
This feels a tad damp still.
is it?
Yeah, so you're going to
Okay.
want to let it finish drying before you
Alright.
put it away.
I will. But this was a very pleasurable spin. I haven't ever spun with Falkland before. Of course, there's a lot of things I haven't spun with before because I'm a brand new spinner. But
I won't tighten it up because I don't want to
okay.
crinkle it too much for you.
It smells good. Have you smelled it? That's the Celebration scent by...
Is it Soak?
Yes, Soak.
I love it.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. So, of course, you know, since I had one thing off of my spinning wheel, I had to put something else on it. And where did you go? There you are. I had purchased from the Loopy U with some Christmas money, you know, when I spent all my Christmas money on fiber since I had the spinning wheel. So I bought some of this Fiber Nymph Dye Works.
Oh, I haven't tried hers.
That's Lisa, the lovely Lisa, who is also a podcaster. And this is a 100% blue-faced Leicester top, and in the Dragonfly colorway. And I didn't want to bring the whole thing down because it's kind of all, you know, kind of crazy right now. But you have to feel it, and I want them to get a really good close-up shot of the beautiful color. It is so lovely.
It is. It
And-
has the lights and darks that I love so much.
Yes, and just the intensity of color. I mean, there are no white spots at all in this, you know, in this top.
You know,
I
and
guess
some
it is.
people leave them intentionally.
Of course.
But yeah,
But
it gives you
this
such
is-
great saturated color. And even though it's not like extremely dark, it is saturated.
Yes, it really is.
I love it.
And it's such a dream to spin with. I mean, it just really just is so easy to work with, and it's like butter. Like butter. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm like halfway through in my first ounce on it. So it's, I haven't had as much time to spin this week as I was hoping to, as I had sick kiddos. But I'm hoping to get some more spent on it this week.
I found a new fiber last week.
Did you?
I did forget to mention this.
Yeah.
Targi. Peggy
Oh, yeah,
sent
I've heard of
me.
it.
Oh my goodness. I think it's my new favorite.
Really?
Merino, soft merino is so soft and wonderful, but it can be challenging to spin. Targi has some, I don't know if it's a squoosh factor to it, a little bit like fiber of a mouth.
You're welcome.
It just has some, I'm imagining that it has some good crimp to it is what's happening. And so it just spins so beautifully, and it is just a squishy yarn. And so I'm really, I loved spinning it. And it's already in the box and mailed off, so
It's
I
gone.
can't show you, but it was
Yeah.
done in her Antique Rose colorway, which is,
It's gorgeous.
yeah, I love it. I could spin it the rest of my life. I love
Yeah.
it that much. It's
Aw.
got lots of wonderful colors. And I had fun playing with how to use the roving that she sent. And on some of it, I did Navajo ply, so it did color striping. And then some I tried doing more of a fractal spin where you mix it up a little bit, get some barber pulling going on. And then on some I did I separated the colors out, and I did one that focused more on the oranges and the golden, not the golden, but the pinks and the purples. And then the other part was on the grays and the blues and the greens. And it was just so fun to see how different the same colorway can look depending on how you choose to spin it.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm a student.
Yeah.
Enjoying just learning what will this do. And I keep thinking at some point I'm hoping my eye will get better so that I can envision what the yarn wants to be, you know, when I see it. But it's really neat to have an idea, try it out, and go, okay, well that did or didn't turn out the way I thought. Now let's try
Right.
something else.
Sure.
So I had enough of the Antique Rose colorway. I could try different things with it. It was really fun.
That's that's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
How neat. Did you have any Are You Kidding Me's this week?
Shared my hair.
Oh, yes. What about with your knitting? Did you have any Are You Kidding Me's with your knitting?
No, except for yarn bar from doing rescanning and stuff. I didn't do much in the way of knitting this week, so
Yeah.
I was okay with that. And restarting my, I really didn't consider having to restart my needle punch a problem, though. I felt like it was a really good start, and now I'm ready to try again.
It was a learning experience.
Yeah, so I didn't feel bad at all.
Well, good.
How about you?
No.
You had a good week?
I had a good week.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
You deserved a good week.
Thank you. Let's talk about gilding the lily.
Okay.
So we just opened up the door.
The dogs are letting themselves in now.
That is really handy.
It is.
Yeah.
Welcome, dogs.
We were sent some beautiful yarn from...
Would you hold that
Yes.
for me while I... Okay, this was a wonderful care package that I got from Margaret again, Knitworthy 2. It
This
was
is the Yes, go ahead.
It was in the package with my needle punch.
Yes.
Which I had been following. I had been stalking her, really, but following her on Instagram. You all should follow her, Knitworthy 2. I'll put it here. That's my reminder to put it there.
That's good.
So you all can see what she does. She's done some really great stuff. And if you want to see what I'm admiring about her needle punch, you'll be able to see it if you go on Instagram and look at Knitworthy 2. Let's try it again. Knitworthy 2.
There we go.
Okay?
You got it.
Margaret. And along with it was 2 skeins of yarn.
Hello. Gorgeous.
And it was one of these things where we were trying to decide, well, what do you want to do? Because I like this one.
Yes.
And this is Barking Dog's yarn. Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh,
and it's
I love
called
the colors.
Oklahoma Rose.
Sophie.
Quiet Sophie. And it looks like it's done on Achilles. That must be the name of
The base.
Barking Dog yarns, I think. It's 80% merino, 20% nylon, so it's going to be perfect for socks. But I also could see a spring shawlette out of it, can't you?
You know who would love this is Suburban Stitcher. She's going through the pinky mauve phase right now.
She kind of is, isn't she?
She is.
Is it Denise?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just recently started watching her.
Did you really?
Yes. Just like this week.
How do you like her bags?
I haven't seen her bags.
I think she does bags.
She does.
Yeah.
I know she does. I haven't ever tried her bags.
I haven't either.
No.
She's on Instagram. Follow her.
Okay.
And she posts pictures of projects she's working on. Instagram, oh my goodness. It's dangerous.
It really is.
I found several other things. Do you know that people journal in their Bibles?
I have seen that just recently.
I just started following people because it's a long story. I won't go into it, right? But I mean, like, there's a Bible that has a margin on the side for taking notes. And there are people that kind of are expressing their faith by decorating or artistically interpreting what inspired them on that page. Okay?
Right.
Now, I know if you are a person that believes God's word should not be written in, then, don't do this. But I just love the heart of that they are so inspired by reading that they want to express it artistically and using those gifts in that way. So, of course, I fell down that rabbit hole now. So... How many more? But look at this gorgeous yarn. This is Sock Hop Superwash Merino. Look at the colors. And we couldn't decide, could we?
No, we couldn't.
Can you decide now?
I don't know.
I know
so hard.
It is very hard. And did you feel this?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from Dancing Leaf Farm. 373 yards. The color Briar Patch. Wasn't that a lovely gift?
It was a very sweet gift.
Love, love, love.
Yes.
That's how we gilded.
Yes, it was gilded for us. Yes. Let's see. Should we talk about our contests?
Let's.
Okay.
You know what? I'm noticing how many minutes we have on our
Oh, my word.
screen, and
Yes.
that's like take 2 or 3 or whatever. So
Yes.
I am going to very quickly pull up the winner for the Handy Hearts contest. Oh my goodness. My breath was taken away with what you people have done in taking that pattern and making it their own. You've seen them, haven't
I
you?
have. I looked through every single post and loved them
I did
all.
too. I'm like stunned with what you guys thought of to do. And
Very creative.
they did. I mean, they did amazing things, and I'm going to copy each and every one of you. Totally. But it worked out great with the whole conversation being part of it.
Good.
The very first number that the random number generator generated was somebody who had posted an entry.
Oh, that's perfect.
So it worked out great. So guess who won?
Well, I can see your phone, so I won't guess, but who?
Judy Armfield. You are our winner. Let's get it focusing. Oh man, come on. There we go. 71. Was that it? Did you do it?
I did. I looked away.
Judy Armfield. You are our winner. Isn't that cute?
Excellent.
Look at the adorable spotty scissors. I think she might have been the one that posted where she got them. If not, I'm going to be messaging her. Isn't it adorable?
So fun.
Anyway, congratulations, Judy Armfield.
Yay! Wonderful. We also have our winner for Marches Star Matching. Our winner was the number 13 post, which is
Lucky 13.
Susan. I'm going to spell your Ravelry name because I don't know how to say it. It is Skinouyee. So, Susan, you knitted a pair of matching adult socks and baby socks. They were so cute. As well as a handy heart to match you.
Fantastic.
Yes, so yay, Susan.
She did a handy heart. It just clued in. I zoned out for a minute and then back. She did a handy heart.
Yay!
That was probably too loud too. I'm sorry.
Evan, go on upstairs. We're almost done. Thank you, sir.
What else do we have? Any more?
We have to tell her what she won.
Oh, what did she win?
Susan, you won a pattern.
Oh, I forgot to say mine too.
That's okay. You won a pattern that is $10 or less from Ravelry, and I'm actually going to have you get into contact with Mama Linda because Mama Linda has the name of the person who you're going to get into contact with to let them know what you would like. Evan Jonathan, I need for you to go upstairs now.
And our Handy Hearts contest winner gets a $20 gift certificate for Etsy. And so what I'm going to need is an email address. I will message you and find out what that is so I can get your gift certificate sent to you.
Yes. Wonderful. And then we have our Anti-Procrastination April.
So what is that about?
That is basically where
He's done.
He's really all done. Okay. Anti-Procrastination April is basically where we say there are things that you have wanted to do for a very long time and it's just time to do them. Don't take 30 years to figure out how to punch needle.
It's not too late. Thought about it in the 70s, did it in the 15s.
And also, if you have a project that you want to finish up or, there's something that you are wanting to work on, then just do it.
Yes.
Don't wait.
Anything with a needle, a hook, a stick, weaving, yarn, fiber.
We don't care what it is.
Embroidery. We'll take embroidery, won't we?
Crafting.
Anything crafty.
in general.
You want to try something on Pinterest that you've been wanting to do? Go for it.
That's right. So, yes.
Do we have the prize decided
We
for that?
do, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm so distracted right now.
Yeah.
The prize is a beautiful bag.
Okay, can I just say,
Yes.
Sasha,
Yes.
I want this bag so bad. Do you have any more fabric left? It is so adorable.
It is so cute. And look at the inside fabric.
Yeah.
Because that is totally a part of what makes it for me.
Can I call her Sosh?
Sosh?
She's my best friend then.
Yeah,
Sosh.
I'm sure. This is a bag that is stitched by Sasha, and she has made it just for you for winning Anti-Procrastination April.
It's adorable. And look
It
at
really
it's
is.
nice base to it, so it'll fit a
Yes.
lot.
So
I'd say it's what, a sock and shawl bag.
I would say so. Like a small shawl, definitely a sock, a hat.
Super sturdy
Yes.
ties that come together and would give you a little handle too.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be a part of the group. One post per person, but you can edit the post as much as you like to add more than one project.
Can they chit chat in it?
No, we have a chit chat group post that is open for you so that you can encourage others and cheer them on as they are stopping their procrastinating. We need you to include a link in your Ravelry project page that has pictures because we want to keep things fair.
And because I want to see them.
Absolutely. We want to
So,
be able to ooh and ah over
If it
them.
were links, then I probably wouldn't take the time to click everyone and go back and get lost down another rabbit hole. So
Right.
if I have the pictures there, then I stay focused.
Yes.
As you know, you can tell I need focus.
That's right. And the contest runs from April 1st to the 30th, and we'll pick by random number generator so that
Yeah.
it stays fair that way too.
Okay.
So that's it for this week.
Oh, fun.
My goodness.
You know what? Can we give a special thank you to Cheryl?
Yes.
Thank
you
you
so
very much for contributing so much to our podcast today. That
Yes.
was really, really generous of you to take your time to do that. And I will notify the next person, and I will post their name here for the next person.
Yes. And we just want to thank you so much for coming and spending time with us today. It is always such a joy and a pleasure to be able to spend time with you.
Yes,
And with you and with just
the dogs.
the dogs, Evan. We consider you
Our
all
coffee.
to be our friends.
Yes.
And we just enjoy you guys so much.
Yeah, and don't forget to come say hi to me at Yarn Fest if you happen to be there. Help
That's
me
right.
not be lonely and sitting there hearing crickets because no one will talk to me.
Oh.
I hope that doesn't happen.
No. So we'll probably see you again in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But until then, we want you to remember that you
You
are
are knitworthy.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
welcome to the Knitworthy podcast. Today is Friday, April 10th, 2015, and this is episode 31. Yay! Oh, here, hold on. Yes. Yes, we have made it to episode 31.
Isn't that exciting?
It is. I didn't know if it was going to happen today,
I didn't either.
but here we are.
We're always a little unsure, aren't we?
We sometimes more than others. Yes.
Hey, guess what?
What?
My name is Stony Brook on social media.
Should we start over?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is the way people expect us.
Is it? Is that really how you expect us?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And my name is Melinda, but I love it if you call me Mama Linda.
Did you say your name is Melinda?
No, I I stuttered through it. Melinda. Of course, once again, this is going to be distracting the whole time because I'm trying to decide if I'm in frame or out of frame because we've been adjusting that for about 5 minutes already.
Yes.
But
I'm Brienne.
Yes.
You can call me Brienne. And that's my name on Ravelry and social media.
let's start over.
Let's start over. We're starting over here. Here's my sock.
We need an outtake.
There you go.
This will be on blooper reel.
Okay, there's my sock. That tells you
That's
it's
the
time
right
to start
one.
over.
Okay.
Yes, ready? Here we go. And also a little bit of this.
A little bit.
All right, ready? Yes.